Kate Middleton is one difficult woman to work for. People don't want to work for the next Queen of England. As a matter of fact, Kate Middleton has lost 4 private secretaries in just a short time of 5 years. And the 5th private secretary that Kate Middleton wanted to come and work for her is also saying this, that I don't want to work for Kate Middleton. Where are we going to get those wall-to-wall headlines claiming that Kate Middleton is difficult to work for? Pointing out that Kate Middleton has had a high staff turnover for the entirety of her royal career. Where are those headlines? Where are those wall-to-wall coverage blasting Kate Middleton for being difficult to work for, over the fact that Kate Middleton is losing so much staff? Where are those headlines? You know what? We all know the media will never ever talk about this. But guess what? We have time. The Sussex squad has time. And my family, The Telegraph, also tried to pull this move that people don't want to work for Kate Middleton. And then they received a phone call from the palace telling them, hey, remove that headline as soon as possible. Change it 100%. Kate Middleton cannot do any wrong, cannot put a foot wrong. That's the line, and stick to it. The palace contacted The Telegraph because The Telegraph had published an article titled, and I quote, Princess of Wales, new private secretary, rejects job, opting to stay with Jamie Oliver, a chef, a celebrity chef. And then they changed the headline to Princess of Wales, new private secretary, rejects job to stay under the radar. The palace was not too happy with the first headline. The people much rather stay working with a chef rather than work for the next Queen of England. That must have hurt Kate Middleton. That must have struck a nerve at the palace, that they had to make a phone call to the Telegraph telling them to change that headline. And that's what the Telegraph did. They changed the headline to say that this new private secretary that Kate wanted rejected the job because she wanted to stay under the radar. My family, just imagine this. Imagine this. You are given a chance to work for the next Queen of England. The next Queen of England. And guess what? You don't really have to work much. You don't. I mean, Kate Middleton counts a phone call as an engagement. So really, you don't have to work much when you're going to work for a senior member of the royal family like Kate Middleton, the next Queen of England. Let me say that, my family. And then you say, no, I don't want the job. I prefer staying working with a celebrity chef. Someone would much rather work with a chef than go work as Kate's private secretary. think about that for a second. You are rejecting a job working for the next Queen of England to work with a celebrity chef. My family, if that is not an indictment of who Kate Middleton truly is, someone who is difficult to work for, I don't know what is. I mean, this Kate Middleton is the same woman that gave Meghan a hard time, demanding that Meghan change all the children's bridesmaid dresses when the wedding was just a few days later, in just a couple of days later, to the point that Meghan was found sobbing on the floor by Harry because of Kate Middleton being difficult. And William has the audacity to go to Harry, physically assault Harry, and call Meghan difficult. My family, whatever they accuse Meghan of is a projection of exactly just who William and Kate Middleton truly are. My family. And this tells us all that people just don't want to work for Kate Middleton. My family. And my family, allow me to read you what Kaiser said about this, my family, because members of the squad online are talking about this. And here's what Kaiser said, and I quote, "Now Kate's new ballbuster private secretary quit before she even started her work." She quit before she even started her work. And last December, we learned that Kate's private secretary had quit months beforehand. And that private secretary was Hannah Cockburn-Logie. And she was with Kate starting in May 2020. She oversaw a lot of Kate's early years stuff. Now, Kate then went without a private secretary for months without one, because we are not surprised. She is difficult to work for, and our staffers get so bored working with her. And then in February, there was suddenly a big push. Kate hired someone named Alison Caulfield, who was then described as loud by the media, loud person and a ballbuster. It got so many headlines about it. They're calling this new private secretary loud and a ballbuster. That's how they refer to her. And Caulfield never even started work in Kensington Palace. She opted to keep her job with Jamie Oliver rather than work for the future Queen of England. My family. Ouch. And what's interesting is the Telegraph got the exclusive on this. Only they changed the headline after receiving a phone call from William and Kate's office at Kensington Palace that leaked stories about Harry and Meghan to the press. The headline went from Princess of Wales, new private secretary, rejects job, opting to stay with Jamie Oliver, to Princess of Wales, new private secretary, rejects job to stay under the radar. That's what was said after. Clearly because someone at the Telegraph received a phone call and the palace demanded they change that headline. And guess Kate Middleton did not want to sound like she came up short compared to Jamie Oliver. Or maybe Kate Middleton does not want to sound like she also can't keep staff longer than a minute. My family, longer than a minute. My family. And here's what the Telegraph said about this, and I quote from Kaiser. Now, the straight-talking PR guru hired as the Princess of Wales' new private secretary has opted to stay with Chef Jamie Oliver rather than take up the role. And they're calling her a PR guru. My family. What does that tell you about the royal family? That every single move they undertake, they only truly care about the optics, about PR. That is what they care so much about. Not about people. PR to them comes first. Above anything else, PR. Their relationship with the tabloids, that comes first. Above Charles' own son Harry, above Meghan, above Archie, above Lilibet. It's sad, but true. The royal family are once again showing that all they care about is getting good press. That's all they care about. My family. This changing also of headlines also shows what we already know, what all of us know about the deal made by the palace to protect Kate and William, but feed Harry and Meghan to the wolves. My family. And as I continue, the Telegraph also said that Alison Caulfield is understood to have been uncomfortable with the prospect. First of all, let me pause there, please. Because what they're trying to do is to give an explanation of why she should reject working for the next Queen of England. Other than the fact that Kate Middleton clearly is a difficult person to work for or to work with. My family. I mean, here's what they're saying. Alison Caulfield is understood to have been uncomfortable with the prospect of having such a high-profile position and decided instead to remain under the radar. You know what about the royal family? They are never ever at fault. You know? In everything, from Kate Middleton and Prince William, whenever they do something wrong, it is never ever them who are at fault. My family, it's always others who are to blame. Not Kate Middleton, not Prince William, not Charles, not Camilla. It's always others. Oh, it's Harry and Meghan's fault. Oh, it's Alison Caulfield who does not want to have such a high-profile position. It's their fault. It has nothing to do with the fact that Kate Middleton is difficult. That is how the palace operates. That's what they normally do. It's never their fault. I mean, no wonder the tabloids always say, oh, Kate can't put a foot wrong. She just can't put a foot wrong. Why? Because it's always other people's fault that Kate is difficult. That Kate is a liar who lied that Meghan made her cry. It's always others' fault. It's Meghan's fault. It's Alison Cofield's fault. It's her. No Kay Middleton, my family. This reminds me of that, report, that police report really, that came out when Kay Middleton had gone to that Sarah Everett vigil to get those PR shots. My family. And the protest that happened at the vigil was declared to be illegal by the police. And then the police commissioner at the time said that Kay Middleton was there for work. Not because she cared, like how the pilots had tried to frame it, but because of work. And then a police report came out, and then Kate's name was removed. That Kate was not present at the vigil. It was Meghan. And yet everyone knows Meghan was at the United States of America, living in the US at the time. My family. And Meghan was not present at Sarah Everett's vigil. It was Kay Middleton who was there. But Meghan's name was put on that police report, my family, to try and associate Meghan with an illegal protest. Not Kay Middleton, whom they say can not put any foot wrong. What's happening right now reminds me of just that. And it is disgusting. So disgusting and just so wrong. My family. And they are saying that the mother of three, a branding and marketing expert, has worked with Jamie Oliver, the celebrity chef, for 8 years, and also said that she loves the work and is an integral member of the campaigning team. She decided she just wanted to keep her head down and get on with the job she knows so well in the background. My family, I feel like this is more like a dig towards, Alison Cofield, really, by the palace, by Kay Middleton, really, because she refused to come work for Kay Middleton as her private secretary. Kate can't stand that people don't want to work with her because of how difficult she is, my family. And now she's even attacking someone for not wanting to work for her. How else can you explain this? That Alison Cofield decided she just wanted to keep her head down and get on with the job she knows so well in the background. In the background. In the background. How else can you possibly explain that? This is clearly a dig towards, Alison Cofield by the palace because she rejected to come work for Kay Middleton. My family. Kay Middleton, royal family, when will you finally accept that people have the right to choose not to work for you or with you? Because the only way the royal family knows how to react when they have been rejected is by being more and more abusive. They can't stand being rejected by Harry, Meghan. Kate can't handle that Alison Cofield much rather work for a chef rather than come work with Kay Middleton, for Kay Middleton, the next Queen of England. That Kate is saying that, oh look, she much rather works, in the background rather than work for Kay Middleton. Kay Middleton, it's important to respect those who actually work. It's important. And this amazing chef, Jamie Oliver, working with Alison Cofield, they are actually working They actually know what it means to toil, to look for bread, to eat at night, while UK Milton, Prince William, and the other senior members of the royal family, like Charles or Camilla, you leech off of the taxpayer money. Respect people's work, respect people's profession, respect them. They are not leeching off of taxpayer money like King Milton or William or Charles or Camilla. So please, we demand you respect other people's profession. It's high time. And they are saying that Alison Cofield did not want the publicity that comes with working at that level. For such a well-known institution, this is the palace heart. Someone's feelings has been hurt. Kate's feelings has been hurt. And no wonder she's saying all of this to the press. No wonder, my family. I mean, she did not want the publicity that comes with working at that level for such a well-known institution. My family, it is clear. Kate Middleton, Prince William, none of them can ever accept being rejected. They can't handle rejection. Not one bit. They just can't handle it. My family. And they are also saying that the decision means that the palace ADs have had to return to the drawing board in their search for the ideal candidate who will play a large part in shaping the princess role. My family, who briefs the press? Who works for King Middleton that is so dumb? I mean, my family, let's be honest, King Middleton has been in the royal family for like more than a decade now. More than a decade now. And up to today, someone actually leaked to the Telegraph, hey look, Kate is looking for someone, an ideal candidate who will play a large part in shaping the princess role. You've been in the royal family for more than 10 years, for more than a decade. Up to now, you have no role. Up to now, no wonder they cosplay Meghan Markle time and time again. No wonder. It makes sense, really. They have no identity of their own. Yesterday, I spoke about William's lack of identity and what Harry said about that. That William was more interested in competing against Harry, appearing to be better than Prince Harry, or besting Harry, rather than finding a cause that fits him, that he's okay with. And it seems we can say the same thing about King Middleton. No wonder. The only time she ever gets PR is when tabloids are trashing Meghan Markle. The only time she ever gets praised is when Meghan is being insulted. No wonder, because she has no identity of her own. Kate Middleton still has no identity in the royal family. No wonder she is cosplaying. Right now, my family. And my family, here's what Kaiser had to say about this. The bar is in hell. This quote from the palace to Telegraph that Kensington Palace ADs have had to return to the drawing board in their search for the ideal candidate who will play a large part in shaping the princess role. Kaiser said that Kate is 41 years old and she has been married to William for almost 12 years. Kate should not need a staffer to play a large part in shaping her role. It should have already been shaped years ago. We heard endlessly for years and years that Kate was preparing to be Princess of Wales and Queen Consort, that she was so keen to finally do and be something, and nothing ever came of it. Kate is the Princess of Wales, and she's still dependent on hiring some private secretary who will, through sheer force of will, suddenly make all of the lazy, incompetent pieces fit together. My family, this is so embarrassing for Kate Middleton. And Kaiser said that, speaking of which, Crystal Palace 18 elves could not make Kate sound like an educated, competent woman in her 40s discussing her life's work. This is Kate Middleton speaking to Iceland Foods' Richard Walker about the science behind her early years. Walker even says that directly that people are really struggling financially, and Kate just breezes past that. Like it would never occur to her to use a position and use this time and effort to help out struggling families. It's insane. I have to ask again. How is Kate Middleton not embarrassed? Are palace staffers embarrassed about this? I guess they are. Because Alison Caulfield took one look at Kate Middleton and her failed PR projects and said, no, I don't want my name associated with laziness. And said, I'm not coming to work with Kate Middleton. And Kate is throwing a tantrum, my family. That's what my family, how things basically just look like, my family. And allow me to read you some comments from members of the squad about this, my family. Now, one person said this, that, so how many private secretaries has Kate lost in the last 5 years? I think 5. Why are our private secretaries quitting? Why doesn't anyone want to work for or with Kate Middleton? When will the tabloids label Kate Middleton a bad boss? They never ever will do that. They never ever will do that because it does not fit their narrative. It's Meghan who has been handed over to them to do as they please with her. Meghan is not protected. Kate Middleton is the one who is protected by the royal family. And that's why tabloids can't say a word that is bad about Kate Middleton. More like a word that is true about Kate Middleton. They have to keep lying and lying and covering for Kate Middleton time and time again. My family. Now, my family, someone said that also, Kate's in crisis, y'all. It is a decent cover story. I'll give them that. I mean, if only someone told Miss Caulfield that working for a princess would be high profile. My family. Kate can't accept being rejected. That's very clear. They just can't accept being rejected. She also and William, they can't accept being rejected one bit, you know? And this part of the leak confirms they're better. They're better. They are very, very better. That it is understood to have been uncomfortable. That Alison was uncomfortable with the prospect of having such a high-profile position and decided to remain under the radar. I mean, come on. We know that's a dig to Alison Caulfield. We know what it is. We know. They can't accept being rejected, you know? And when Kate Middleton and William are rejected, they respond with abuse, mocking. That's just how they are. It's very, very clear, my family. Very, very clear. Now, someone said that a lot of the conversations on Twitter revolve around the racist double standards that Meghan was forced to live with while being a senior member of the royal family. But the departure of Kate's up 10th private secretary has really brought that to the fore. It starts with the media, offering plenty of improbable causes or excuses for why she left. So suddenly, after already accepting the job, all these insights and excuses are also offered without any quotes from the woman, Alison Cofield herself. How generous of the palace to be the one who are saying this on behalf of Alison Cofield, who rejected working for Middleton. My family, the palace are speaking on her behalf. Or here's why she did not want the job, but no one has asked Alison Cofield for a quote. No one. The palace is always wanting to be the one to control the narrative, my family. But they hate it when Harry and Meghan want to control their own narrative, my family. Someone said that even the initial coverage of the hire was fascinating. Kate was hailed for seeing off Meghan by hiring a ball-breaking, straight-talking modernizer that will shake up Kensington Palace, while Kate and her husband pretended Meghan was a bully for sending emails at 5 a.m. and not coddling staff. My family. Because that's what Telegraph did, actually. They said in the past, really, in the coverage of this new staff member that has rejected to work for Middleton, the Kate's rebranding masterclass that may finally see off Meghan. The only time they ever praise Middleton is when they're mocking Meghan Markle. The only time, because Middleton has no identity of her own. She has no identity of her own. And also, my family, what they're doing is just, so wrong, really. So wrong. And then the person whom they are praising does not want to work for Middleton. And also, the palace did not make phone calls to the media to remove these articles, trashing Meghan to do PR for Middleton, to embiggen Middleton. It's important also to note that, because they approve of the attacks towards Harry and Meghan to embiggen Kate Middleton and Prince William. My family, they approve it. They're behind it, just as Harry said. And my family, they always try to make excuses for Middleton. They always try to make excuses for Middleton of why staff don't want to work for her, of why she has such a high turnover of staff. And it's always the staff, the household, who are at fault, not Middleton. But no such courtesy was ever afforded to Meghan Markle. No such grace was ever afforded to Meghan Markle. Meghan was branded guilty. Guilty immediately. Difficult. Instantly. No excuses were given for Meghan Markle. But the number of excuses given for Kate Middleton are just, too much, and everyone can see it. And it is these double standards that we must call out. These double standards are just so much racist, my family. My family, I think I've said enough, my family. Now, I want your opinion on this, please. Kate can't keep staff. And there is plenty of evidence of this. One has to wonder how difficult she is to lose those around her. My family, considering she is the common denominator in all of her flops and fails. My family. But no media outlet will go after Middleton the way they go after Meghan Markle. So we shall call it out, my family. We shall call it out, my family. No person who respects herself will ever want to work for K. Middleton. No one. Only if you're lazy, you'll want to work for K. Middleton, my family. But Alison Cofield would much rather work for a celebrity chef than work for K. Middleton. That tells you what you need to know about working for or with K. Middleton, my family. And with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our ever-growing family on YouTube, my family. And stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.